Hey YouTube, welcome to the next part of the Wizard101 walkthrough. So we're here in Counterweight West. Let's go ahead and talk to Sally here. As one of my teammates here.
Help, but there's a metal man filming with the counterweight. Every time the lever is pulled and lifts the weight, he pushes the weight back down. It's infuriating. Will you see what you can do to stop him?
And I had a huge fail here. I need to talk to her again. You see, she still has a question mark on her head, and I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. And the one my teammate took care of, the subscriber of mine, that this is still from the sub meetup, guys. I'll let you know when we finish all these sub meetup videos and stuff. We need to talk to her again to actually take the main quest. So I didn't. And I actually had to redo the dungeon. I won't be showing that, obviously, but big fail right there. So I know I haven't uploaded a video in about 3 weeks now. So I've just been incredibly busy with schoolwork. I haven't had really any time to make videos or anything. So I do apologize for that. But you gotta understand, it will happen sometimes. So also, you know, I have a bunch of things to talk about. You know, for this video while you're watching these battles and stuff. Yeah, so I'm doing the Pirate 101 live comm playthrough. It's not a walkthrough because we simply just don't know everything about the game. The walkthrough is something like this, where I know basically the whole game. So, but yeah, the Pirate 101, we don't know really anything about. Well, I shouldn't say anything. We don't know everything about it, especially since we started playing Pirate when it first came out, probably like a couple days after it first came out, or a week or something like that. So, since that time, and we played, I want to say about maybe 2 months worth. Well, my friend that I do the live comm with is Miracle, so he played for about a month. Maybe 2, and I played for about 3. I got to the last possible world at that time, but ever since that, they changed so many things about the game that you know, we just can't speak on it anymore because there's so much things have changed, and our knowledge of the game might not be correct anymore because of all those changes. So I think it's a really interesting. A lot of people saying it's funny, they enjoy it. We were kind of going for that. It's also live commentary, so I know you guys have been wanting to see me do live commentary, and there's a dual live commentary. So, and again, we will be doing all the quests and stuff in that game. We'll be going through all the areas, so yeah. So go ahead and check that out. It's on our channel. I'll probably leave the link to part 1 in our description. I think we're up to like part 3 for now. I just need to upload all the videos that we have right now. I just haven't had the time to upload anything because of all that school homework and other stuff that I have going on. But yeah, back to Wizards here, Counterweight West here. I think I already mentioned that. But yeah, this is Counterweight West. There's 2 counterweights. We did the East last video. Now we're doing the West. And after this, there's just one last, shouldn't say last, but there's one last place in Marleybone. As far as the main storyline is concerned, and that will be Big Ben, which will be in the next video. But yeah, and also in Wizard, the new world, Chrysalis. Man, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but I'm just gonna say it's Chrysalis or Chrysalis, or I don't know. I think it's Chrysalis, but you know, whatever. Have any of you guys been there? Any of you high-leveled, level 90 guys? Have you ever? How is the world? How is it playing out? I know it was in test realm for quite some time. Now it's it's hit live realm. You know, I haven't touched it, and I'm not going to until I get this guy in the walkthrough up to him. So, but yeah, I don't know. Let me know for you, those of you who have what's it called? Entered the world, played it. Let me know how's it going? Because you know, when it was in test realm, a lot of people were and right there we just defeated. That's the first battle. Here's the lever, and believe there's 3 floors here, and then the boss. Same thing as Counterweight East, except obviously the boss is different. But yeah, so I heard in Test Realm from the threads I was reading on Central that you know, it was a little people had, you know, problems with the difficulty. It wasn't. Some people were saying it wasn't too difficult. That it should be more difficult because it's like it's the end of the arc, the Morganth arc. So so some people were like it should be more difficult. A lot of people said the difficulty's fine. Some said it's still too hard for them, but I don't really think it's too hard from what I've, you know, heard, read, etc. But yeah, also there's the new shadow spells. A lot of people are worried about that. There's only really one shadow spell that really people care about. I believe that's Shadow Strike, I believe is what it was called. I'm not too positive. I think it was Shadow Strike. Whatever. But basically, that's a big controversy because what's it called? PvP wise, it's a big problem. You're not, you know, a lot of people are liking it because, you know, Jadezillas are basically. I know I'm getting a little too far ahead because we're only like in this video, you know, level 30 something, but yeah. So yeah, Jadezillas were basically in PvP. Now I'm not gonna be doing PvP in this walkthrough. I won't be touching it at all. Simply for these types of reasons. It's just so complicated and controversial now. And, you know, back then when the max level was 50, a PvP match wouldn't take too long. You know, now, you know, the match can go on forever. Now you have all these pets that can cast these different main casts, you know, sprites, unicorns, whatever, you know. So it's just, I don't know, PvP is just too stressful, too much. And, you know, just, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it, how it is now. Before, back, like, when I said when the highest level was 50, even 60, I loved PvP. I always played, especially on my, Death and Fire Wizards. I mean, I loved the hell out of it. So, but, you know, ever since, I'd say, you know, after, what, I can't remember, the world that came after Celestia, I think it's Safario? I'm not sure. I don't remember right now. I'm drawing a brain fart here, but there's a nice little fire dragon spell. Again, you guys are gonna be seeing some high level spells here, just because I had some, you know, level 70 wizards, you know, some higher level wizards. So, but it's pretty cool to see that. So yeah, yeah. Back, so after the world after Celestia, I believe that's when, in my opinion, PvP got pretty ruined. But I mean, to each his own. I guess you could argue that after the what's it called, the pets with all the talents came out, and I mean, the first Maycast was like sprightly, which wasn't too bad. But then, you know, they had unicorns and, you know, just, you know, whatever. They just added way too many Maycasts that really kind of broke PvP. PvE, I feel like, benefited from this. Now you got like these pets, you know, they can heal you, they could do whatever. So PvE, I believe, is pretty good. And but another thing about PvP is when new spells come out, you know, they're focusing on balancing it for PvP, which might be a problem for PvE. So I mean, it's just a whole big topic that I don't know. I'm just not too big into PvP anymore. But if you're wondering about pirates, we probably won't be doing PvP there either. I do believe it is much better and it's much more enjoyable though in pirates. So maybe I'll have like a couple videos of PvP. Maybe not, probably not. But you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe when we complete the whole game. I mean, as far as what's available at the point right now. So yeah, but yeah. So back to the Chrysalis topics and the shadow spells and stuff. Now there's obviously the new shadow pips. You need those to cast shadow spells, and you know, my theory on it is they're just gonna keep doing that. They're gonna create like new types of pips and spells just to kind of drag out the game, because obviously you can have a max of 14 pips. I believe we're up to what, to 11 pip spells? I think 10 or 11. But either way, excuse me. So I think they're just trying to drag it out as long as they can. Next, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's something like light spells and you get like these incredibly, you know, transparent pips, even more clear than the normal white pips that we have now. So, you know, I could see them doing that. You know, I wouldn't be surprised by it. I don't blame them either, though, as long as the spells they bring in are, you know, they're not completely useless and they're not completely overpowered. I think the shadow spells are a pretty good start as far as the PvE concept is concerned. PvP is, you know, there's always the conflict between PvE and PvP, and you know what's balanced and what's not. And a lot of spells, I don't know if you guys remember, you know, Wild Bolt. You know, that was that spell used to be 1,000 damage, and it had like what 10% accuracy or something. It was a storm spell that, you know, you got it back in I believe Storm got it in Mushu, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, it was pretty, you know, it wasn't something you know constantly use, because you know only had 10% accuracy. But what people did was, you know, they used the accuracy boost cards plus their gear. Now all of a sudden they had 50-60% accuracy on their Wild Bolt. And the Wild Bolt was 1,000 damage. You know, that was its, you know, damage. And obviously if you had any, you know, damage boosting gear, it only boost that up. And it was only 2 pips. So, and a lot of people were complaining about it for low-level PvP because, you know, storms would just spam that, and they'd eventually get, you know, a couple of them to go, and it'll just be good game. So, I believe, yeah, they made it like now, they made it the normal storm accuracy, which was 70%, but now they made it, you know, this 10, 100, or 1,000 damage. So, you know, you have a 33% chance now of actually hitting 1,000. So, you know, and as far as, you know, PvP, I could see why people would complain about it, right? Because it's 2 pips. If you get a power pip, you can spam that every turn. It's pretty hard to stop. Because, you know, you can't really kill the storm because you're gonna need to be putting up, you know, shields and everything every round. So, you know, there's that aspect of it. But for PvE, I felt like it was a pretty good spell. I mean, if you wanted to, you know, quest really quickly, you didn't really want to set up for these, you know, big hits, you could just, you know, put a lot of accuracy enhancements on that Wild Bolt and just, you know, let it fly. And, you know, you'll hit like 1,000 something and, you know, whatever. So, you know, always one side, PvE or PvP, always will suffer now, because, you know, both sides will have their complaints. There's a nice, I believe, what is it, Rain of Volcano or something like that, Rain of Fire or whatever. Cool little animation right there. So, yeah, I believe this is the third floor?
Sally shouts from below. That should do it. Now report back. But first, you can teach that metal man a lesson or two.
Alright, so never mind. I think that's the 3rd floor. And now we're gonna go up to the boss here in counterweight west. Yes, this is west. I was thinking it was east for a second. No, this is west. And right there you have the boss, Bellows.
Nothing can save you now, wizard. Come fight me.
Alright, so we have Bellows here. Let's go ahead and take a look at his interesting drops. He does drop a pet. Excuse me. And that's probably really the only interesting thing he drops. I'm pretty sure he actually drops some good level 30 gear. But for the main part, you have the Clockwork Golem pet. It's only a 42 pedigree. It is a balance pet, so it's not really useful. You know, its talents, it has the, you know, the add balance talent, which would just boost balance damage. You have Unbalancer, which is just balance resist. And you have Health Gift, which obviously, you know, boosts your health. And you have Mana Gift, which boosts your mana. And you have Balance It, which boosts balance accuracy. So, you know, it has a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-selfish talents, which means it should have, what, I believe 6 selfish talents? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 5 of each, my bad. So, the problem is, though, I mean, if you're a low-level balance, this pet's actually not that bad. But, you know, for every other school, and as you get higher level, this pet's not too great. You guys probably know by now I have that ghost pet, you know, for like forever now. Don't worry, I'm trying to change it. I'm trying to, you know, get a good death pet. I'm just gonna, you know, keep mixing and matching and see what I get. So, I should say hatching, not mixing and matching. I'm just, you know, going on my main account, seeing the pets I have there, and mixing them up. Won't be really using any crown pets. You know, maybe I will, because anyone can get a crown pet by hatching. So that's the thing with it. It's, I don't know. Let me know your opinions on that. Because remember, this is a crowns-free walkthrough, so I won't be buying any crown crown items. But if I do get them as drops, I will be using them. So keep that in mind. I don't know, would that violate me, like hatching with a crown pet and using it? I don't know. We'll have to see, right? I mean, if the crown pet is dropped, then I don't have any problem with it, because then I could just get it by farming it. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah. There's that part. I'm gonna, like I said, keep trying to get a different pet. I'm not really sure what pet I'm gonna use. I have a bunch of pets, like, you know, Death Cyclopses, some crown death pets, you know, but I'm not positive myself. Again, I just, I don't know, I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on, is hatching with a crown pet that isn't dropped, would you guys, you know, care or not, you know, would it matter to you? Because, you know, crown pets have those incredibly, I guess you could say, overpowered maycasts, you know, unicorns, sprightly, etc., etc., so, yeah. But, back to, what was it, Chrysalis, or whatever. Yeah, so the new level now is 95. That's the highest you can go to. Remember, this is the first part of the world. They said the world is so big that they had to release it into 2 parts. They said the second part will come out early 2014, so I'm going to probably guess anywhere between, you know, let's say January to March, you know, around there, between those 3 months. Unless, like he said, you know, unless he said early January, I'm not sure, but whatever. Early 2014 is what I'm gonna go with. And obviously when that part comes out, the max level will probably be 100. At least that's what I expect it will be. Nice skeletal pirate right there from Alexandria. Yeah, we were like all death wizards here, except that Jake over there. I said Jake. Luke. He was fire. But I believe he was like 70 something, I think. I don't know, I think that was his level. So, you know, he had the ability to just smash through everything, but, you know, good thing that he didn't, though, because, you know, if he just killed all the boss, you know, in like 1 turn, it wouldn't really be too exciting. So, thanks for him for not completely destroying everything on 1 turn. I know I have a fire and a storm, and I know how you could just destroy completely everything. You know, once you get to like level 70, right there he gets the fizzle. But once you get to like level 70 on a storm or fire, you could probably destroy anything for the first 5 worlds. Probably like one turn. So there's that. But you know, my opinion on Chrysalis, from what I've heard, remember I haven't played it yet, so don't take this, my opinion, to heart for anyone who has played it. Obviously it is the first part of the world, and a lot of people are saying that the first part of this first part, you know, it's only useful for getting that shadow spell because you get it so late in the world that it feels like, you know, your reward for completing the Chrysalis Part 1 is those shadow spells. So, you know, my opinion from what I've heard though is, and also I believe I mentioned this in a video, they lowered the difficulty of the 2 worlds before Chrysalis. So I believe that's Avalon and Azteca. There you go. Couldn't think of that one for a while there, but Avalon and Azteca, they lowered the difficulties of those 2 worlds, and I think that was definitely needed for that point in the game. But a lot of people are obviously complaining now because, you know, they had to do all these the difficult monsters, and you know, because the main problem was that the mobs had so much HP, the fights would just take like 30-40 minutes, you know, just for one street battle. Wasn't even a boss. So, you know, now that they lowered it, you know, people are complaining that they had to go through all that, and now they made it easier. Personally, I'm happy. I do believe they needed to bring it down just a little bit. It was a pretty huge difficulty jump, and I believe that's why now people that have went through Avalon and Azteca with those difficult battles are now saying that Chrysalis is easy, even though I think in reality it's just you know, they lowered the difficulty for all those worlds. So this one's it's a little more difficult than Avalon and Azteca, but it's not as difficult as Avalon and Azteca were before the patch. So I hope that made sense. I don't know if it did. But yeah, right there, take out Bellows, finish him off, and I don't really get anything. I get like Bellows' hat or whatever. That was, that's level 25 here, never mind. So I hope you enjoyed Counterweight West little discussion. Leave me your comments about the Chrysalis, and I'll see you guys next time.
Help you. I want to. It's infuriating. Will you see what you can do to stop him?